I might dip my toe back into this intro game, get a nice little intro.
Yeah. It's not too bad. Like I would probably say start with get like a starting soon screen, and then that way you can jump it right to the intro, and then once the intro is done, you come right into us.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, for everybody that's jumping on, man, this episode 5 of Crosswalk. Um, so myself, Jax from Making the Walk, and I mean, everybody call you Cross. I mean, do you want people to call you something different, or do you want people to call you Cross? Like,
Bro, I'm totally cool with Cross. To be fair, like literally right after I started the channel, this TV show came out named Cross, and the main character is actually somebody I used to get called that I look like all the
oh
time. So
yeah, oh boy,
yeah.
yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
I think his name is Aldous Hodge or something
yep,
like
that's
that.
it.
So Cross is cool with me.
Hmm. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I saw that and I was like,
Yeah. I was wondering if anybody would catch it in the group chat because I use it from time to time.
oh, Chris Gray, aka Chris
Already
and Chips.
already on my neck, Chris Gray. Already on my neck.
Chris and Chips. So one thing I wanted to dig into before we get into the welterweight tournament, which is what we're gonna do in just a bit. Um, you went to a wedding this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So one, how was that? Like, was it like an exciting wedding, or was it one of those like I can't wait to get out of here?
So I actually had a really good time. The only catch to the wedding is it was outside, brother, and it was in the mid 90s, and I was in a tux and I was in all black.
No.
Brother, when I tell you, whew, it was rough, but hey, we got through it though. It was a good time though.
Dang. So was the whole reception outside and everything?
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Luckily, by the time like the ceremony ended, and we were so the ceremony ends, we go inside. It was at like this old home event center. It was pretty nice. By the time we went back outside to start eating, like the sun was setting, and then by then like it was starting to cool off, so it wasn't too bad.
That's good. Yeah, no, man. Outside weddings are it's not only a crapshoot. Not only is you worried about it raining, but yeah, that heat ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Lane? And yeah, we're good, Chris. Man, Chris, I'm waiting on that Chris and Chips
Mm-hmm.
like food channel type stuff that you've been talking about for years at this point. Like I'm waiting to see that for sure. Waiting on that. But so yeah, let's dig into the NBA playoffs off top. Um, I'm not one to say I told you so, but
No, brother, by all means, say I told you so, brother. Do it.
I
Say it with your
mean,
whole chest.
man, I mean, it's going exactly how I thought it was going to go. Both of the series, to be honest. I knew that the Pacers and Knicks series was going to be exciting. I think they have like all 4 games have been decided by probably what 6 or 7 points or less. Um, I mean, they've all been exciting, but the Pacers tend to come out on top. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is there a game tonight? Yeah, I think there's a game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's 2-1. Knicks got a chance to come back in the series, but we'll see how that goes. But on the other side, I couldn't have been more right with the way that Oklahoma City is. I mean, just showing that there's levels to this. And Minnesota, every time I see them play, man, it looks like they took a step back from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. And Julius Randle is showing everything that I thought he was. Sometimes he's great, and sometimes he does not exist.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me with OKC, we were talking about it backstage, is just they can spread it around so well. Like Shay's gonna get his. Holmgren's gonna get his with Gobert. And that matchup, man, he's just gonna have so many open threes. And when he's knocking them down, man, they're just that much tougher to stop. And I can't think of the dude's name, but number 22 for OKC with the dreads, braids, bro, he a dog.
Oh yeah,
Like I was
Mhm.
texting him during the game. I was texting my buddy during the game. I was like, bro, this dude can play. And I mean, he
Mhm.
defends. He can get you a tough bucket when you need. Like Gilchrist, Shea goes to the bench and they don't miss a beat. Like this dude just go and get some buckets. I'm like, bro, this dude can hoop.
Yeah, yeah, they got. I mean, the way that they built their roster, it's he built it right.
Mm-hmm.
He built it for now and for later. Um, and the fact that Shea got 40, a quiet 40. Um, Jalen got 34. Holmgren with 21. And I mean, and they play lockdown defense. It's just I don't see how anybody beats them. And I see Lane talking about Pacers gonna win it all. Pacers gonna win the Eastern Conference probably, but winning it all, no, I don't see it. I can't see it. Like I just don't think they got the horses.
I think with Indiana, like if they get past New York, I think defensively they can make it tough on OKC because I feel like they got so many dudes that are like wing players that can defend, super athletic, tough, hard nosed. But I think what's gonna get them in trouble is I don't think they can score with OKC if that's the finals matchup we get.
Yeah, if it is. Chris said SGA will be the second ever, or is the second ever Canadian MVP in NBA history. Yeah, Steve Nash
Mm-hmm.
got him two of them. He robbed Shaq on one of them, but he did get two.
And he robbed Kobe for the other one.
He sure did rob Kobe for
Mm-hmm.
robbing Lakers left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lane, Ant, Cat, and SGA been getting it done. All the acronyms. I don't know if Ant's been getting it done, but he's a superstar in this league. But you can't have 4 points in the first half.
Yeah, he's got to be more aggressive, man. Just he got to set the tone for the whole team, and he got to get the energy going in the building. Like if he's just going out there, like just trying to let everybody else do stuff and get going, like you can't do that. Like you got to make sure the fans are in the game early, get off to a good rhythm, and set the tone. And then the role players, they're gonna feed off that energy.
Yep. Yep. And they need their role players to feed off that energy because the way that it's going, they don't. Ant is not taking the lead in scoring as far as like, putting up 30 plus on a consistent basis. I mean, I can see that he's trying to get other people involved, and that's cool, but you got to get yours as well. And he's doing one or the other. And I understand he's 23 and we're asking a lot of him, but you know, whom much is given, much is required. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where he's at right now. So if he's going to be on that level, he's got to produce at that level. He's not producing at that level in this series right now. So I think it's just not his time. And I think he's going to need a different supporting cast in order to get to that next level. Because Julius Randle, that just ain't it. He ain't a
I
good
like
6
the
months.
I like the dude they got playing the four for them though. What's his name? Dude like 6'9", 6'10", like finishes at the rim, can knock down threes. I think he's kind of young though,
You
but if
talking
he
about Jaden Daniels? You talking about him?
yes, bro, he can play, dog. And
Yeah, he
if
can do.
keeps developing his game, he can be a problem, a real problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What up, Sean Moody? But and Chris did bring up something else just now that Tyrese got his pops back in there.
Yep.
I mean, he in there. He gonna watch him lose in the finals, which is great. It's a nice next step, and I just don't think that they are able to do it. But it would be funny if they did, though. That would
Bro,
be funny.
Halliburton's dad reminds me of The Last Dance, where they showed Jordan and Indiana playing against the Pacers, and they
Mm-hmm.
just show like that one woman, and she like just going off. She just
Yeah,
irate, brother. I think about that every time when I think of Halliburton's dad. Now,
Halliburton's dad is. I mean, he's a typical. I mean, at least in Texas, that's a regular football dad right there.
mm-hmm.
All of
Because
them
that's
are.
definitely like Mahomes' dad.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm still riding with it's going to be OKC and the Pacers. The Knicks have a real shot at flipping that tonight, but this is a must win for them. That is
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But I don't know. Are you which way are you going with it? Who do you think it's going to end up being?
So it's in New York tonight, or no? This Indiana.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I think Indiana gonna go up 3-1,
Yeah,
and just put the nail in the coffin. And both series gonna be 3-1, and both teams gonna be riding high going into the finals. And hopefully we get a good finals.
yeah. Hopefully so. We need it. We need it, especially considering more than likely it's going to be two small market teams. If the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks don't make it, it's going to be two small market teams. So we got to have really competitive, up tempo and drama type games, or else those ratings are going to slip.
Yep.
Oh, one more thing that he brought up. Who brought this up? Sean Moody, Terrence Shannon Jr. That dude came out of nowhere for the Wolves the other night. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
need all of that, um, and they need Randall to remember how to play basketball.
Yeah, but it's tough to count on them bench guys when they haven't had to do it night after night after night. Like you
Hmm.
can't rely on that to be there. You know what I mean? Like they gonna have a night where they go off, and then they might have like two more games where like they don't even score. Like that's just the nature of being a role player coming off the bench in the NBA.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. All right, y'all. So we're gonna dig into some UFC stuff. So what have we've been talking about this, and I think this is like a big deal in the UFC, like YouTube space. Like the welterweight division is super hot right now. I would say it's probably the hottest division in the sport right now. And there's so many good fighters all the way up and down, from the champion all the way down to number 15. And so we were thinking, what if there was an actual tournament with all of these fighters? Like, how would that shake out? And so what we're going to do is we're going to hold that tournament, and we're going to let y'all vote on who would win each one of these individual matchups. And so we'll have some fights that we do today, and then we'll end up going probably into next week and do the next round of fights. So if you are not already in Crossover's YouTube channel, make sure y'all jump over there so y'all can actually vote. But we'll talk through these fights as we go through them. And matter of fact, let me show y'all the little bracket. So we got a bracket and everything, so we can talk through that real quick. Um, let's see. Is that it? Yeah. All right. So here's the bracket, y'all. So we got Jack Della right here at the top, and it goes on down all the way through the entirety of the rankings. And we also have Islam Makachev in here. He's at number 2 because we know that he's going up. So the first fight that we have is going to be the kind of the play-in fight, and it's going to be between Michael Venom Page and Vicente Luque. I'm pretty sure I know where y'all going to go on this one, but I don't know if you are able to put that in the drop
Yeah,
those.
I'm about to put the poll up now.
Okay.
All right, so the poll is live. The poll is up on my channel in the chat. Make sure you get your votes in.
Yeah. So what do you think about that matchup? First of all, would you even be excited about that matchup at all?
So I'm gonna be honest, man. I enjoy watching MVP, especially if he gets in there with somebody that isn't gonna do the smart thing and grapple him and try to be stubborn and want to strike with him.
Yeah.
Luque, he actually surprised me in his last fight. I thought with the whole brain bleed situation, everything, that we weren't really gonna see the same Vicente Luque in there. But to my surprise, he came out there and he got it done. So big respect to him. Man, I think Vicente Luque is gonna play around on the feet with MVP, and I don't see him really like trying to get a takedown. Now they might get locked up in the clinch or something like that, but I think it'll play out on the feet. But if it does go to the ground, I think Luque can get a sub on the ground, no problem. Like I know he likes that Darce choke of his. He's caught a few people in it, but on the feet, man, MVP is a real problem, and I like MVP.
Yeah, it's hard to go against MVP. I think that he's had that style long enough that he knows that if somebody's trying to grapple him, he knows what to do to get away from it. And only people who have, I think, a little bit more of a threat striking. Not to say that Vicente Luque can't strike, because he definitely can, but I don't think that his striking would make MVP think twice. Ian Gary, what he was doing strategically made MVP think twice, and that's why he was able to get to him, I think, just enough. So I think in this fight, like, I think MVP wins, and I think he probably wins by finish.
Yeah, because bro, Luque eats one of those right hands like from nowhere, and I just don't. I don't know how you're gonna eat another good shot, man. After the whole brain bleed situation, like I'm gonna be honest, bro. When Luque get in there, I get nervous.
Yeah. If I were the UFC, I'd be nervous too. So it looks like we got nobody voted for Luque.
Yeah, it's 100%. We got 7 votes. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to do it, man. I don't think you're gonna be able to do it, Vicente. All right.
MVP takes the first matchup.
All right. Do you want to go to the top of the table or to the bottom of the table?
Let's go. Ooh, I think the bottom. Going to be good with that matchup right there.
All right. So next matchup, y'all. Carlos Prates against Islam Makhachev, coming up from lightweight up to welterweight, immediately going in there against Carlos Prates. That's a tough one.
And the poll is live.
Yeah.
So what you got? What you think on this one?
Man, okay. All right. So I watched Carlos Prates against Ian Gary. And when Ian Gary was fighting him, he couldn't get him down at will or anything like that. He did stifle him, and what he was stifling him with was those high kicks. Those high kicks didn't allow Carlos to get into his groove the way that he normally does. He didn't figure that out until round 4, mid round 4, and of course round 5. He almost got Ian out of there. I think that he takes that lesson and comes into this fight thinking a little bit differently. He's been there, done that in the 5-round fight. So I think that he will know that he's the bigger man. He'll know that he has the punching power. And I think that he makes this a lot more interesting than one might think. But that being said, Islam Makhachev, to me, is an all-time great. He's an all-time great. And I think that he would show that in this fight. And this fight would be very close. But I think Islam Makhachev still wins this fight.
Yeah, for me in this, man, when I saw the bracket and I saw that matchup, I was like, ooh, I feel like that's so tricky. So tricky. Just because Prates is so much bigger, so much longer, pause. And with Islam, like just like you were saying, the Ian Gary fight with Prates, he was using those head kicks that occupy the left hand.
Yeah.
Well, with Islam, he can't do that because he's a southpaw.
Yeah.
So that part of the game isn't going to be there. Islam doesn't use a lot of low kicks, so I mean it's going to be a lot of boxing, and man, that's playing with fire with Carlos Prates. Especially he's going to be the longer guy, going to have a reach advantage. I think Prates is going to give him some problems, but just like you said, man, Islam's an all-time great already, living legend already, essentially. And I just think the big fight experience
Mhm.
He just figures out a way to get it done. Whether that's in the clinch, gets a trip, and then if he gets him to the ground at all, I think Islam definitely gets it done. So I would just go with Islam Makhachev just because the experience and just all the big fight experience.
Yeah, that's true. So looking at the chat, it looks like Leroy said protest by weight bully. Chris Gray said Islam mauls him. He would get gas from all the chain grappling. I mean, that's true. He could get gas from all the chain grappling. I mean, I think that they train a little bit of that there with fighting nerds, but they just don't have a fighting nerd that does that much chain grappling.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Baralho does a little bit.
Yeah, he does, his fair share of grappling and wrestling, but I just don't think that the technique is the same. Lane, I'm curious, Lane, how you voted. You might be the one person that went for protest.
Yeah, because we got 15 votes and it's 80% for Islam.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was expecting that one to be kind of close.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little bit closer.
Same.
I want Protez to win. I want him to win. And I think he'd be dangerous the entire time. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, I'm going to end that poll with it being not close at all. Islam Makhachev advances in the welterweight tournament.
All right.
Let's see the next.
I knew it was you, Lane. I knew it. I knew it. All right. So this one's interesting, or maybe not. Michael Morales versus Kamaru Dean Usman.
The poll is live.
All right. So we just saw Michael Morales against a older gentleman in Gilbert Burns, who is 1 year older than Kamaru Usman. And we saw how that went. Now, mind you, their combat age may be different. Gilbert Burns I don't know if he's been in more wars or not. I mean, I'm thinking about it. You got the fight against Hamzat.
Yep.
But like Kamaru hasn't been in like a ton of wars. The Colby fights were definitely wars. And Gilbert, when he fought Kamaru, he hurt him. But other than
Hamzat fight with him too.
Yeah, but was that a war, or was that a grappling test?
It was a 10-8 round one. It was a 10-8, and I ain't talking about an Ola 10-8.
Yeah, but like to me, it was definitely a 10-8, but I didn't feel like Kamaru was like his. You could, how in UFC, if you play the career mode, you could see somebody's career, like their longevity go down because they didn't get hit in the face too much.
Yeah.
Like he didn't get hit like that. Now he was getting grappled to death in there, but he wasn't getting hit like that in that Hamzat fight. So I don't know. I feel like Kamaru's a little bit fresher than Gilbert Burns. But that being said, I just don't know if he has the right tactics and the right mobility to be able to fight Michael Morales at this point. If we would have had the same conversation before the Gilbert Burns fight, I might have given Kamaru a better chance, but I think that Michael Morales is on his way up and Kamaru's just on his way down.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Michael Morales makes it look easy against Kamaru Usman, dog. Like, I don't see how Usman gets it done. Because to me, Morales is the better striker. Usman's wrestling has pretty much went away because of the knees and just, Father Time. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And Michael Morales got phenomenal takedown defense. So he's got the longest reach in the division. So he's going to be able to touch Usman. I think Morales gets it done. It wouldn't even surprise me if he finished Kamaru Usman, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be nuts to finish him. That's crazy. Yeah, I think I would go Michael Morales too.
Yeah,
for sure. Let me see what they talking about up in the chat. Leroy said, "Unfortunately, Usman is on the decline. Father Time comes for us all." Yeah. Lane said Morales got that nice dress and jewelry energy, and he did. He did.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Bro, where did that video come from?
so there's a festival or something that they do over there. Like that's something that they do.
Oh, okay.
So
I
like
was I
it's
was wondering if it was like a Justin Gaethje thing where he came in last place in the little league and he had to wear the dress.
that was hilarious too. That was hilarious. That boy was out there and he was acting like he didn't have the dress on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but no, Morales, he leaned all the way in. I mean, he definitely wore a dress before. That wasn't the first time. It's very clear.
Well, it's 100% for Michael Rass. We only got 5 votes, but what you think? Call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here's a fight we've seen before. And I mean, I would assume it's going the same way. But we got Leon Edwards against Colby Covington. The problem is Colby, well, Leon Edwards, I don't know who he is anymore. It's just crazy how 2 fights ago he looked like a completely different person. And now he almost seems disinterested in the sport.
Yeah.
And if Colby comes with any sort of interest at all, he could change this fight completely. Because you can definitely get into Leon's head.
Mm-hmm.
He's very fragile mentally. You can tell. So I mean, as much as I don't want to give Colby a chance, I think he's got a shot in this.
Yeah, if you go back and look at UFC 296, like when they actually fought, Leon Edwards is not the same guy from that fight. But to be fair, Colby Covington's not even the same guy from that fight either. You know what I mean? Like he went in there with Buckley and he just looked like he didn't even belong with Buckley. So I think it'll be more of the same, even though Leon, in my opinion, like he fights. I feel like he fights with his whatever his confidence level is. When he's not confident, doesn't believe in himself, like you can go in there and he can get bullied. But then when he's fighting with that confidence and he's got everybody behind him and all that, like he looks like a totally different guy. So I do think the rematch will look a little different, but I think Colby has regressed more than Leon has, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Leon wins, but it will not be impressive. And it'll just be a fight that just announces who this person's going to go to the next round and lose. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what y'all think. They going off on Morales in the chat.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Grimy said, and this is interesting. Grimy said Morales looked pretty good in that dress. Oh yeah, you telling on yourself? What's happening, Grammy?
Did he have makeup on when he had a dress on?
I think he did.
Bruh, that's too much. Like I get it if it's like, some in the culture or something like that, but nah, that's definitely too much. Definitely too much.
No, that's not a culture I want to be a part of.
Man, hey, this fight is tied though. I mean, it's neck and neck right here.
Oh man.
Yeah, we got a tight one right here. Okay.
That's interesting. I'm curious why y'all think anybody that voted for Colby, why you pick Colby. Not to say that you're wrong, because I can understand it. I can definitely understand it, because if you think about Bilal, when he fought Colby, his main weapon of choice was his takedowns.
Mm-hmm.
And if Colby remembers that he's a wrestler and goes for takedowns, it could be a very different fight.
Leroy, what are you even talking about, bro? Get out of here with that.
Oh man, Leroy's ridiculous. I don't know, man. If Colby were to win, how do you think that he would do it?
I think it would look just like how the Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad fight would look. Just Kobe just eating up all the airspace, getting in Leon's face, not giving him any room to operate, like getting him up against the cage, get a takedown here and there, control time. Like, you just got to be all over Leon, pause. Like, you can't give him any room to get comfortable, to throw all the clean looking striking. Like, you just got to make it ugly and a dog fight.
Mm-hmm. So Chris Gray said Kobe was hurt in that Leon fight, but they both lost it. Was he hurt? I don't remember him being hurt. Not to say
if he may have went into the fight hurt, but it didn't look like Leon really landed anything that just did much. Because I mean, this is one I was actually at. It just looked like Kobe just did not have whatever that it was. Like, it didn't look like he was trying to put any pressure on Leon. He wasn't trying to make him uncomfortable. And then I think by the time he did, it was like the 5th round, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. What is wrong with Leon?
Bro, I don't know, dog. Like, I don't know who got in that octagon with Sean Brady, because that did not look like Leon Edwards at all.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think that he was going to be like a long reigning champ, but I thought that he would, beat the people that he's supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help that we already saw what he was doing with Bilal Muhammad. We've seen the fight before, and obviously we didn't see it to its conclusion. But like, you've been in there, you know how to beat this dude. And granted, I know Bilal has different training, and he's been in other fights since then, and he's improved, sure. But it just didn't seem like Leon, his mentality was the same at all. There was no hunger at all.
Mm-hmm. No sense of urgency at all. I mean, maybe he needed another "don't let him bully your son" pep talk or something, but he just did not look motivated. It didn't look like he really wanted to be in there for real.
Yeah. So where are we sitting? Who's winning this one?
Let's see. Leon Edwards has it at 57%. So 57 to 43%. It's the closest one. But we're gonna give it to Leon Edwards.
Leon Rocky Edwards squeaks by. Okay.
Leon advances.
All right. So the next one is a rematch. Bilal, remember the name, former champion Muhammad against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Let's see here. Bilal.
Stephen Thompson is
Wonderboy
41, I believe. And Bilal Muhammad is Bilal. We've seen this fight before.
42.
Yeah.
42.
Is he 42? God,
42.
Oh, man. I feel like he has 2 birthdays a year or something. Like, he getting old fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody would pick this one differently. I think Bilal beats him. But I would say if he goes out there and fights him the same way that he just fought and tries to strike, it is not going to be good for him. I don't think, even at this age, I still don't think that striking with Stephen Thompson, if you have another avenue, is a good idea. If you have another option, you should choose that option.
Mm-hmm.
Striking with Wonderboy is not a good idea, no matter how old that dude is, because he's still quick. He's still very, very quick. But I still think Bilal gets him. He doesn't finish him because he doesn't finish anything.
Yeah.
But I think he still wrestles him for however many rounds.
Yeah, I think Bilal, losing the title the way he did, I think he learned his lesson, man. He can't get cute trying to use his hands. What was happening in the Leon Edwards fight when he was clipping Leon clean, like that's the outlier. That's not the norm. Like, you got to get back to the basics of your game, that pressure, the pace, just right in Wonderboy's face. You can't. He's another one of those guys you can't give any airspace to, because if you do, he's just gonna pick you apart from range, and you're gonna be looking there. You're gonna be out there holding the bag, like what's going on. But I think Bilal would definitely, take some away from his last fight against JDM, and I think he'll get back to that pressure and pace. So I would go with Bilal as well.
Yeah. When Leroy asked, "How is number 3 fighting number 14?" It's the bracket, man. That's the way brackets work.
Mm-hmm.
The top fights the bottom.
Yeah, the Aussies, they ain't used to that, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is he Aussie? Is he still Aussie, or he don't claim that no more?
Nah, he's Canadian. He's Canadian. That's really
Canadian.
what it is. He's Canadian.
Canadian. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how they work, man. If you are familiar with the NCAA tournament, these types of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm curious what y'all think in the chat. Like, do you think Bilal has any trouble with 42-year-old Stephen Wonderboy, Wonder Man? He's Wonder Man Thompson now. I don't think he should be called a boy. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, do you think he has a shot at all to beat Bilal Muhammad?
I think he's got a shot if he can keep it on the feet. But even if he does, man, Bilal can literally just hold him up against the cage.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, side note, Lane asked, how is Yair getting a title shot? Mexican privilege? Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that and this UFC no chase. So, from that standpoint, it makes sense. They know being in Guadalajara, they're going to sell tickets. People are going to show up to see Yair in a title fight. But I'm just going to say, bro, it's some BS, man.
Yeah.
Like Movsar Evloev, that guy still not getting a title shot is just beyond criminal. Like he honestly, he deserved a title shot before Diego Lopez did, in my opinion.
He did. And the fact that Yair is getting a title shot, he's 3-3 in his last 6 fights. And they're fighting, he's fighting a home fight. He's the one at home as if he was the champ.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of wild. But, if you ask Volkanovski, do you want to fight? You don't even got to finish the rest of the sentence. He's going to say yes. So what would be sad, I guess, I won't be that sad, but what would be sad is if Volk loses his belt right after he just got it back. That would be terrible.
Yeah, really.
I could see it happening. But Volk should win that fight. I expect him to be favored, especially considering what he did the first time. But yeah, Movsar is the one that should be fighting for the belt. But we see this all over the place. So
do you think the rematch, do you think it looks any differently? Do you think it's more competitive? Do you think it's gonna look pretty much the same and Volk just wins comfortably again?
I think it's gonna be more competitive. I think that you can say a lot of things about Yair, but he's no dummy and he does learn from his mistakes. Now, whether he can capitalize on learning, I don't know, but I think that he's learned from their first fight, and I think he'll put up a better fight this time. I still don't expect him to win because Volk, he's still in tremendous shape. If he's lost a step, it's not by much. So I don't see how Yair avoids being taken down and mauled the way that Volkanovski can do to him. So I think it'll be a closer fight, but I still think that Volk gets it done.
All right, well, let's go look back at the poll. So Bilal's up 75% to 25%. So it's looking like Bilal is advancing. What's going on in the chat? Lane says, I know Cross is mad as hell. Movsar got overlooked. Like, bro, man, the dude's he's taking care of his business. He's beating everybody they put in front of him. Like, what else can the man do? I understand, it might not be entertaining or exciting, but God, the guy's been paying his dues. He's beating everybody. What else can he do? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you get in there to win.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know. The way that they are doing him and the way that they did Gamrot, Like, it's just messed up. It's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now Gamrot's got to fight Ludovic Klein, who isn't even ranked, but Gamrot's ranked number 7. What other number 7 ranked person is not fighting another ranked person?
Yeah, that's tough right there. Isabella's good to see you. I think it's your first time in here. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you in here.
Yeah, I see Chris Kushman.
Mm-hmm.
The UFC hates Mavzar, clearly.
100%. 100% they do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, think about it. This dude then beat Diego Lopez, Arnold Allen, Aljamain Sterling, and he can't get a title fight? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yep. He deserves it. I don't know. I mean, and they're trying to, with Gamrot, they're trying to bury him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are hoping that Ludovic Klein wins so they can get him out of the rankings.
Now I would give you one matchup. I think if they had a made, it wouldn't have been as bad. But if let's say they had a did Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy, at least that makes sense. 2 undefeated guys, one of them wins, that's the guy. So to me, at least that would make some kind of sense.
Yeah.
But you're gonna give him Aaron Pico?
Yeah. I feel like they would have to say it. Like, you got to say it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
whoever wins this fight is going to fight for the belt next.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be okay with that. But like Mavzar, I don't know. It's just it's wrong. It's wrong what they're doing to him. Yeah, no, Chris, like, you were right. The Aljo fight was exciting.
Bro, I thoroughly enjoyed the Aljo fight, man. Like, it literally was like back and forth with all the scrambles. Mavsar would be on top. Aljo would be on top. It literally was just scramble after scramble after scramble. And I know, there's some people that don't like the grappling, but I thoroughly enjoyed that fight.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. Even the Arnold Allen fight actually was pretty good.
Yep.
But I don't know. They just hate that dude. All right, so the next fight. Now, this is a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Neal against Sean Brady. Now, Sean Brady, obviously coming off of a big win in real life. And then Jeff Neal's kind of been on the shelf a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you see this playing out? Like, we know Jeff Neal has given, tough fights to Shavkat, to Ian Gary. Didn't he fight Ian Gary?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not an easy person to get through. How do you think that fight plays out?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I think this is a scary matchup for Sean Brady, just because hands of steel, Jeff Neal, man. That the punching power is legit. Is there. Just taking him down is not a gimme. I mean, he's got 88% takedown defense. Like, this would be a tough night in the office for Sean Brady, because if he tries to close that distance, man, Jeff Neal can clip him, and it can change the fight very quickly. I think this is gonna be a close one in the poll too, honestly. But the only hesitation I have in this is just the inactivity of Jeff Neal. But if we had like an active Jeff Neal, I would be more confident in taking him.
Yeah.
But the inactivity makes me nervous. But I still think Jeff Neal could get it done against Sean Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go Jeff Neal. Because if Sean is not able to implement his game plan, he doesn't really have a backup game plan.
Yep.
And we saw that in the first Bilal fight. He wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. And Bilal, of all people, pieced him up and got his one finish in the UFC against you, Sean. And Jeff is a much better striker. A lot more dynamic as far as that goes. And if he can't get him down and use that pressure, I don't see how he beats Jeff. Not a motivated Jeff. And I'm going to assume that he's motivated going into this fight. So I'm going Jeff Neal.
Man, and surprisingly, the poll is 100% Sean Brady. We only got 2 votes. Make sure you vote on the poll, people. Make sure you vote.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, like the stream, Like the stream.
Yeah, definitely do that. Yeah. It's 100% Sean Brady.
Yeah, it's 100% Jeff Neal. It's 2-0
Oh.
Jeff Neal. Yeah. Like
That's
I think the opposing styles right there makes it very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think it's just a bad matchup for Sean and a great matchup for Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Jeff against a lot of these other fighters would struggle. Or we've seen it. We've seen him struggle. But with Sean, it goes right into his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now it's 2-1.
2-1 Sean or 2-1 Jeff.
Yep. I feel like we at least got to give it one more to see if it goes 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it goes 50-50, I think we know where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I kind of want Jeff Neal to do well. You know, obviously he's from, this area. But he's had a lot of things not go his way. And he's been very vocal in the fact that he doesn't get paid enough.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like, I'm still upset with Ian Gary about what he did, wearing his mugshot.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah. Like Ian's gonna have to write a personal letter to get me to be a friend. Yeah. I can't. If you do that, like, I feel like that's in you. That's just the type of person that you are. And I just can't rock with that. I can't support that. And the way that he uses his kid, like, I feel like he's using this kid. But
yeah, that whole situation with Ian Gary is just a sticky situation. No pun intended.
Hey, William Joseph, who do you think will win that fight between Jeff Neal and Sean Brady? I'm curious. I don't know if you voted, but yeah, I mean, right now it's stuck at 67% Jeff versus 33% Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean in real life is probably the number one contender, maybe.
Probably, maybe. I know if Michael Morales gets another fight and gets another win, he's gonna be the number one contender.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think the UFC is do they want him to move up there?
Michael Morales?
Yeah.
Man, really? I think what nobody's talking about, if Joaquin Buckley goes and finishes Kamaru Usman, Joaquin Buckley is gonna be the guy because he talks it, got personality, will do whatever he needs to do, will cut a promo. And hey, if Joaquin Buckley go out there and get a finish, man, don't be surprised if he's talking about title fight.
I would if I were him.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would. All right. You want to call it for Jeff?
All right, we can call it Jeff Neal with the upset.
Hands of steel. Sean Brady sent out in the first round. All right. Here's another one. Shavkat Rakhmonov against Gilbert Burns.
I feel like this one's going to be an easy one.
That's easy. I would think that that's easy.
Yeah.
Anybody that's going for Gilbert Burns, which will probably only be Lane, I'm curious why you think Gilbert Burns could win that fight after what we just saw. I can't. There's no, like, Shavkat would have to, like, get injured and it's like a forfeit for Gilbert Burns to win. Like, I can't see any path of victory for Gilbert Burns in that fight.
Man, you took the words clean out my mouth. I was thinking like I don't see a path to victory for Gilbert Burns. Like on the feet, I think Shavkat gets it done at any range. At kickboxing range, I like Shavkat. In the clinch, I like Shavkat. Gilbert Burns could maybe land something like an overhand in boxing range, but as we've seen, man, Shavkat's got a granite chin. And then even, in the clinch up against the cage, I like Shavkat in the clinch, all of that. Gilbert Burns, like, yeah, he's a multiple time BJJ world champion, but in the UFC, man, we haven't seen a lot of those submissions.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be fully behind Shavkat right here.
Yeah. I just can't see it, man. But you know what? Here's another question though. Who do you think that Gilbert Burns should be fighting? Obviously he just lost to, the up and comer Michael Morales in the first round.
I got the rankings right here. I think Gilbert Burns, Kobe Covington.
That's the fight.
That makes sense.
The fight. That's the fight.
And do it in Brazil. Take Kobe Covington back to Brazil. Perfect. Let him talk that talk. Bro, people would tune in. Yeah.
That is so perfect. And if Gilbert wins, if I were him, I'd retire right then.
Yep. And Gilbert would definitely do it back in Brazil. He would definitely take that fight. I don't know if Kobe would take it. Yeah. If honestly, that might be the fight for Kobe to take, unless he fights like Wonder Boy, or honestly, it's either Wonder Boy or Gilbert Burns. Anybody else, I don't think Kobe wants that fight. Or it could do to Leon. But I think the Gilbert Burns fight would just make a lot of sense with the Brazil line. Like, to me, that's must-see TV.
Yeah, what up, Mike Yang? Yeah, we're trying to get through this bracket. We got a few more fights, 3 more fights that we're gonna get through, and then next week we'll pick up the next set of matchups. But yeah, I think it's Shavkat all the way.
And let us know if y'all like this too, because if y'all like this, man, we'll keep it going for like other divisions and we'll make it a whole thing.
Yeah. Mike Yang said Kobe needs to retire and go to karate combat. Dude, he would get pieced up in karate combat. That boy can't strike like that.
I think that's what he wants.
Well, in that case, then I support that. Yeah. He said, wait, hold on, Lane. Now, you said something interesting here. You said Burns don't deserve a fight in Brazil. Well, why? What did he do?
Lane, you got to realize, man, this would be for the culture, man. After what Kobe said about Brazil, man, you got to fight a Brazilian in Brazil.
Yeah, like that's appropriate. Is there something going on with Gilbert Burns in Brazil that I don't know about? Carlos said Brady beats Jeff.
Carlos, you just missed the poll. We've been doing it in the chat, man. You just missed that fight with the poll, but it's 100% 5 votes to 0 for Shavkat. I think we can go ahead and close that one.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah, we can close that one.
All right, the next matchup. Now this is where things get real interesting. We got Joaquin Numansa Buckley against the future Ian Machado Gary. Now this one's a tough one. I don't know. What do you think on that one?
Man, this is a tough one. Very tough one. Especially with the way, man, Ian Gary's been looking. Like, the fight IQ is there. Joaquin Buckley has been on a roll since coming down to welterweight, man. He just looks like he is a certified problem at 170. And I think him coming down, man, that physicality and that strength is a lot different. Like, you can tell when he gets around, when he gets up on these guys, he's just overwhelming them, and just he's the physically more opposing guy at 170. And I'm curious to see if it's kind of like that in the Kamaru Usman fight as well. Ian Gary, I think he's gonna do a lot of the same things he did in the Carlos Prates fight, for like using the kicks, trying to keep Buckley at range. I really think Ian Machado Garrett, his fight IQ is really his best attribute, in my opinion, because yeah, he's 6'3", but he typically is giving up like an inch in reach. And obviously, like Lane says, Cup versus Buck, like it's the matchup, it's the matchup we all want for the culture. And it's a tough one, man. Because I really do like Ian Machado Garrett's fight IQ, but I think Buckley would just figure out a way to get it done. I think he wouldn't be back on his heels like for the whole fight, like Prates was. I think Buckley would get after Ian Garrett, get him in a clinch, get him up against the cage, and just kind of like big boy him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I really think this is a really close fight, man. But I'm gonna go with Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah, man. This one, it kind of reminds me of the Kobe and Usman fights. Obviously, this was not for a belt. This is just to move on in the tournament, but it's important because I feel like Kamaru Usman felt as if he was fighting for all black people when he fought. And I think that Joaquin is probably going to see it the same way. Not to say that Ian said, a bunch of stuff about black people, nothing like that. But the way that he's acted towards certain black fighters, Joaquin's going to take that as a personal affront. And so he's going to put a little bit more weight on his shoulders going into that fight. That being said, Ian Gary loves that sort of thing. He loves that when you're thinking about something outside of the tactics that he's going to show inside of the octagon. So his fight IQ is going to be a major problem against Joaquin. But I think that Joaquin's fights up in middleweight are going to serve him well, because obviously when he was up in middleweight, he was, he had a shorter reach. He was the shorter man. A lot of times he was the smaller man. And he was able to come out on top in some of those fights as well. So I think that his ability to get inside and, like you said, he's more imposing at this weight class. I think that that's going to serve him well in this fight. And I think that Joaquin gets it done. I think he gets it done. What I do know is that Ian Gary can't get hit by this dude.
Yeah.
For that. Because if he does, it's going to be a major problem. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Joaquin Buckley.
Well, we got 100%. We got four votes to none in the chat. So I think we can go ahead and close it.
Everybody went with Joaquin?
Yeah, 100%. Joaquin Buckley. I did not see that. I thought we would definitely be split on that one.
That's interesting. I didn't think that was going to happen.
I think that's a little bit of people just not liking Ian Machado Garrett. I think it's a lot of that. A lot of that has to do with it too.
Hey Lane, y'all don't claim Ian Gary down there? He speaks Portuguese and everything. All right, here's the last matchup. The champion, Jack Della Maddalena, against a person who has already won a fight in this tournament. Jack Della Maddalena against Michael Venom Page. I personally think that this is not an easy fight at all.
Bro, it's a nightmare matchup, bro.
This is not an easy fight at all. This is actually a really bad matchup.
Yes. Yes. This is a problem matchup for JDM right here.
Oh man, this is tough. This is a tough one. I know JDM's supposed to win. But dude, JDM's boxing versus MVP's whatever he does. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, this is what we wanted. Some tough choices.
Oh boy. This is really difficult. Like like I want to go with JDM because I think that he's supposed to win, but I'm thinking, of how the fight would play out in my mind, and I can see MVP going in and out and just point fighting this dude, landing that long, straight punch every once in a while to break that nose even more, and Jack just being frustrated on trying to figure out how to get inside. Like, oh man, dude, I don't know. And does Jack even? I'm trying to think. Does he initiate any grappling? I can't remember him initiating grappling.
I don't think so, bro. I think this is gonna stay on the feet.
Mikey Yang said JDM has a little bit more aggression than the striking. That's true. But if
Yeah.
you can get to him, what difference does it make?
But that's the thing, man. The big octagon, if you are just striking with MVP, trying to find him is a nightmare. Kevin Holland saw it. Ian Gary was finding out, and that's why Ian Gary was wrestling with him. Like, MVP on the feet is a tough night at the office. Tough night. Like, personally, I think this is probably one of the worst matchups for JDM in the first round.
Bro,
Like,
I think MVP beats him, man. I think he beats him.
Bruh, same. Like, just stylistically, like, if JDM goes in here and he's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna box this dude, bruh, he gonna have a long night, a very long night.
He'll never touch him.
Exactly. Let me check out. Let me see what the polls got it 100% JDM, 3 votes to none. Like, I get that, but man, stylistically, MVP is a problem. As Shar Magomedov found out. Like, if you're just trying to strike with him, bro, it's a tough night out.
Like, he's just mastered that style.
And
he's mastered the ability to not get hit. Like, when he did get knocked out, who was it? Diego Lima.
Yep, it's from that low kick. He got chopped down, and then he was trying to get up, and then he got clipped with like the hammer fist uppercut.
Yeah, it was just some weird coincidence that got him. Like, he just does not get hit like that. You got to grab him.
Yeah, and then on top of it, JDM doesn't kick very much.
No.
Yeah,
it's just a bad stylistic matchup.
But I think JDM's fight IQ, I think he would probably try a little bit of that though, just because he knows it's the path of least resistance. Like, you can literally get MVP down and literally just hold him down.
Yeah. Well, I saw somebody, they voted and they changed their vote.
Yeah, so it's 3-1 JDM right now.
I get where y'all coming from. And you know what, Mike Yang, you said that JDM has a little bit more aggression than the striking. I think that MVP will use that against him.
Yep, that plays right into MVP's game. That's exactly what he wants.
Yeah. MMA Nolly. What's up, Olin?
What's going on, Olin?
Yeah, y'all was live at the same time. I think they're all in that chat. That's cool. But yeah, we're just running through this bracket, man. Olin, you know what? You are a good person to give some insight on this. So we're at this point where Jack Della Maddalena in this tournament will be fighting MVP. Who do you think wins that fight?
And how?
Yes, and how? Because we think that this is just a really tough matchup for Jack Della. We saw what MVP did at middleweight against a striker who uses kicks. Shar uses kicks. He's quick. He gets in and out. Jack Della doesn't fight like that. I don't know.
Cheddar Head, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Cheddar? Yeah,
bro, this is a tough matchup. Bro, I feel like this is way tougher of a matchup than what people realize.
Yep, and I bet you going into the fight, Jack Della Maddalena would probably be like a plus 300 favorite or minus 300 favorite.
Yeah.
But that would be a fight that I would for sure bet on because MVP has every opportunity to win this fight.
Mm-hmm. Carlos says Shar isn't that good. I mean, hey, I can see that. Because Shar doesn't have much boxing. Like, it's literally just the kicks primarily.
So Olin said JDM's blue collar, constant work forward style is kind of tailor made for counter strikers with incredible footwork like MVP to beat.
Exactly.
Yep. So what say you? What do you think? Who you putting your money on? Because
and we definitely know Olin put money on the fight. We definitely know that.
Oh yeah. I mean the smart money would be to bet on MVP in this fight, but I'm talking about your money like to win, like in a parlay, like you need this person to win. That's what I want to know.
Let me look at
this one. This shapes the whole rest of the bracket because if there's this one, like that changes a lot. Because whoever wins this fight fights Joaquin Buckley in the second round.
I mean, we got an 80-20 for JDM right now.
So, yeah, and the issue is MVP can get cracked and dropped. Have we ever seen that happen to JDM?
We haven't, but at the same time, we haven't seen MVP get cracked and dropped. We saw him get knocked off his feet by a low kick when he was throwing a right hand that was just perfectly timed, and then he got finished with that uppercut when he was trying to get up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that when MVP did get cracked like that, it was a fluke.
All right, well, we can call it. It's 80% JDM. So JDM advances, even though I think that matchup is a lot tougher than what people realize.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I would have MVP in real life. All right, so second round is set. So Jack Della Maddalena will be fighting Joaquin Buckley. Shavkat Rakhmonov in a rematch against Jeff Neal, which was an amazing fight.
Yep.
Jeff Neal was very close to winning.
Bro, that was one of the best fights of that year.
Yeah. Bilal Muhammad against Leon Edwards, another rematch.
The trilogy.
And then Islam Makhachev against Michael Morales.
Bro, I think that's going to be a tougher fight than what people realize too.
Yeah.
Because Morales is so much bigger.
He is. So looking back on this, which one of these fights would you think would have been the best fight?
The best fight? Okay. Scroll down a little bit. All right. Okay, keep going. Is that it? No, we got some more. Okay. Ooh, I think it's between Carlos Prates and Buckley and Gary. I think one of those fights is the best in my opinion. If I had to pick best fight, I think I would be more excited for Islam Prates, but I think Buckley Gary would be so good and so competitive.
Yeah. I think I was going the same way as you. I think that Islam against Carlos Prates may be the most exciting because of the threat that Carlos is going to have the entire fight. Like he's always going to be one, inch away from knocking that dude out. It's like that. It's always there. Yeah, I think that would probably, and I would think that would probably be the best fight. All right, who do you think finishes their fight? I know he finishes this. I'll go ahead and get that out the way.
Yeah, I think Shavkat can finish Gilbert. Scroll down some. I think Morales finishes Kamaru Usman, dog. Yeah. Like I think, follow time, man. I think it's just time. And I mean, we're gonna find out here shortly when Usman gets in there with Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah.
But I just think on the feet, man, Morales is gonna clip Usman at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. All right, cool. So next week, we'll jump into those 4 fights, see how that shakes out. I'll probably do some different graphics for those. That should be interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is cool. I appreciate y'all voting on it. But yeah, was there anything else that we wanted to get into before we?
I think I might do a stream for Tough tonight, so I think I'm gonna jump back on a little later for Tough. You know, just to see if anybody else is streaming. So you know, if any of y'all in the chat, man, y'all want to jump on, I'm gonna have a stream a little bit later tonight. And Olin, if you're free, not doing anything, you want to jump on, let me know. We can definitely make that happen.
Bet. Yeah, it's the first night of Chael Sonnen versus Daniel Cormier.
Yep.
Yeah, I normally watch the first night and then I get disinterested.
Yeah.
Wait, Cheddarhead said, "How much of my life savings do I place on the Knicks? None of it."
Woof, man, you're a tougher man. You're a braver man than me.
None. No, Mike Yang. Today's the first day of this season of Tough.
Yep, we get Tough tonight. Mike
I
Yang, all you gonna do is just text me and ask me when do the fight start. You ain't gonna watch any of the show.
For real. For real. Oh, one last thing. He said he felt lost without the UFC this past weekend. Did you? I mean, you obviously went to a wedding, but did you enjoy the week off, or did you kind of like wish the fights were on?
So you know, being in a wedding, like it was cool. Not having any fights. I mean, I would have probably been on the cell phone watching a little bit, but I enjoyed the weekend off, to be fair. Like, I think it's good, man. It makes you miss the sport some. So then once you get the fights back, it's like, okay, now I can watch my violence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It made me think of, if the UFC goes to, say they go to Netflix, right? And Netflix doesn't require them to have as many shows. We would have a lot more weeks where we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Now it would cut down on the Apex shows, and it would probably trim the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious if people will be upset that they don't have as much UFC, as opposed to the complaining that we have of Apex cards that are not, great.
I'm gonna be honest. The Apex car has been banging lately. I'm just gonna say it, man. The Apex car has been banging. Like, the actual fights, bro. The actual fights have been amazing. And like, if they're in Apex, so be it. But if we get great fights, bro, I could care less. I would prefer the shows be out on the road. We get fans. But if I gotta take, well, I bet it. Let me ask you this: would you rather we get a card that's on the road and we have no exciting fights, or we get a fight in the Apex where it's like we're not excited going in, but the card is just banger after banger after banger fight?
Oh, I definitely rather have the Apex card in that case.
Yeah.
100%. Olin said, "Give me a watered down Apex event over having no fights any day of the week."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be something that actually comes up, after the UFC rights deal is finalized. Like, I think they may, depending on who they go with, if they stick with ESPN, it'll be the same. But if they go somewhere different, it may not be as many cards.
Yeah.
So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy that women's MMA.
Matter of fact, since before we jump off, I got a question for you. Or maybe this can be an idea for another stream down the line. Like, what's something you think they could implement that you think would be fresh and exciting and just bring, like a little bit more exciting to the UFC?
Oh man. I don't know. Like, I like the what they do with the contender series.
Mhm.
Because I mean, if that didn't exist, that would definitely be one of those ideas. Um, I feel like the Ultimate Fighter has ran its course. It doesn't fit in today's market.
Mhm.
Moved on a bit from those types of reality shows, so we don't need it. Um, but as far as like something new, I think you know what. Honestly, I think it would be getting more involved with some people like us, with the content creators, to give us a little bit more access. There are some content creators that have access, but I feel like getting more involved with people on our, like we're mid tier content creators at this point. We're not the MMA gurus or anything like that, but we have people that watch. I think getting more involved with us and um, having like symposiums like they used to do that back in the day, to get us more aligned and more in tune with what they're doing and give us some insight. I think that would help them. That would help them market without having to pay any money because we're
Yeah.
marketing it for them.
Mhm.
I think that would be something that I would want them to do.
Yeah. I think the idea I had, but like I put a video up a while back about it saying like making contender series like year round. And then someone brought up a point like, it would probably like water down the roster too much. We would have too many guys. And then so I took that and thought, what if we did Dana White's contender series, but instead of doing it like you win and you may or may not get a contract, make it a tournament like how Road to the UFC is. So like you come in, you fight, let's say you win, you advance to the next round, then your next fight could be, I don't know, like 2 months later. Or the guy you're supposed to fight, or y'all fight like the same night and the winners fight each other like 2 months later. So
Mhm.
it's not like every month, like we're getting just an influx of people. You know what I mean?
No, that's true because like I think what the only thing that Contender Series struggles on is it's the same packages that they show for each fighter. So you got before the fight, you got the dude that's in the gym. He's gonna hit the tire. He's gonna be working out in slow motion. He's gonna talk about his family with the same background, with the same angle. Um, like it's very repetitive, and I understand why they do it because they're just getting people in and getting them out.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do something like that, then they can build a little bit more on the lore of whatever those matchups are. Kind of similar to what they do with the Ultimate Fighter, but just in a shorter, condensed package.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll make us care about it more. And these people will come into the UFC with a bigger name.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, honestly. hmm But yeah, man, this was a good episode. I'm looking forward to next week. Um, we'll see, Lane, if it's Pacers OKC. That's what I think it's going to be. But we shall see. I think that it all will be said and done by the time we meet next Tuesday. We'll know what the finals matchup is going to be. I don't see either one of these going 7 games. But
Yeah, we're gonna see though.
yeah,
It's been some good basketball. I like to see it, man. Especially we gonna have like a new champion. I
yeah,
always love to see that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, you have your stuff for Blanchfield versus Barber up.
Yep, got
Um,
that on the channel. Got my preview and prediction video. Also, I know a lot of people come to my channel and really like the shorts I do, but I think what I'm gonna do is for my members. I know Carlos, he's a member. I saw him in the chat, and I think Moody might be a member too. But I think what I want to do, man, is hold off on the shorts just for the members, so it gives those guys a little special access, little fast paced stuff, so those guys can get it. But or if not, you guys can let me know in the chat, man. I definitely listen to all y'all in the chat, all the ideas y'all have, man. I appreciate all of it. And we love all y'all jumping in here, rocking with us each and every week.
yeah,
And we hope y'all enjoy the show. Like we thoroughly enjoy doing it. I know I look forward to it every Tuesday.
yeah.
And you got anything new coming on that you got going on that you're working on?
I am working on the video that I did with the Rambling Dad. So that one's in the works. I'm actually taking my time with it a little bit. So that should be coming out. I think it'll come out next week.
Okay.
But I got a couple of topic ideas, and also like if y'all have some topic ideas that you're like, man, I really want to see what somebody can put together about whatever topic it is. Shoot those my way, man, because those ideas are definitely gold for me, and I'm able to build entire videos and stories around them. So, but yeah, that's the one that I'm working on, and like I said, it should be out next week. But I'm looking forward to the fights. I don't think this is the magnificent card, but there hasn't been a card in a week, so it's magnificent to me. So
Absolutely.
yep. So we'll see y'all next week. Make sure y'all go to Crossover's channel and watch all of the shorts, watch all of the videos, and you go to my channel and watch all the videos that were already done. But yeah, until next time.